Look like I'm in place. Walk in the strip, she gon' make you buzz.
I mean, I think it's a great point. So for us, we've had, our entire season has been very much about the focus of how do I be a great teammate, like being a champion teammate. We're reading a book and journaling about it pretty consistently throughout the entire season. Our privilege is that we have a lot of talent this year. We're really good, we're really strong, but the continuous factor that we find is that when you get into the latter part of the season and postseason, there's a lot of extra distractions that come into play. Your crowds are bigger, more people are paying attention. Sometimes people are going to show up just to cheer against you, to try to create those problems. And so there's a lot more emotion. So in regards of the volleyball IQ, they're prepared and they're ready, all 14 of them. So this postseason now is, okay, what do I do when things don't go the way that I want them to go? What do I do in chaos? How do I slow the game down? How do I create the ability to focus and be one instead of seeing or hearing what's happening in the stands or getting upset about a ref call? And that's extremely common, especially in the men's game. So now it's us practicing things that are extremely unorthodox and difficult while still focusing on the mental strength of the game. Because at the end of the day, volleyball is volleyball. It's just a different part of our schedule instead of anything else. Yeah, so for our senior, their leadership is really about just being the best version of themselves and not working outside of what they're already capable of doing. I think as an athlete, we tend to believe that we have to do a lot more than we're already talented enough to do. So for them, it's focusing on their job and not anybody else's job, so that there's reliance and there's trust there. At the same time, I need them to also build that confidence in our younger players. We do rotate younger players in. I have 2 sophomore middles, and that's extremely young in our game, and they're both dynamic and doing a really amazing job. I have a junior middle who's also extremely young in the game. So for us, the seniors are teaching them that IQ aspect, but also building on the fact that it's okay to make mistakes and fail, because that's how we learn, and just seeing it as a positive factor instead of a negative. We're really good at beating ourselves, and we've talked a lot about that. Like, we start very slow in the first set. So for volleyball, we have best out of 5 sets makes the match, and set 1, it just takes a little bit more pretty consistently in our big games. It's why we have some of the losses in those matches. And so we have tried to figure out, okay, how do we begin competitive early and then continue to go forward on that gas pedal? And that, I would say, in every loss that we've had this season, that's been the problem. And then we get into a 5 set where we show up and we're doing what we need to do, and we get into that 5th set and we're just not finishing. We're sending balls out that we have the ability to control. So we've talked a lot about on just starting in the first point, and then now what part of the game can I control so that I can gain points for my team. Our benefit is that a lot of our team is still our team from 2 years ago. Okay. So we have 6 seniors that are with us, and of the 6 seniors, 4 of them were on the team 2 years ago, and then obviously all of them last year. So for our struggle in both of those matches, you know, if you ask them about the Coronado game 2 years ago, they'll blame it on the refs. We went 5 sets and we had bad calls. We did some things wrong too, and we did things emotionally wrong and got upset. Last year was hard. We went in really working to compete against Shadow Ridge, which was a state contender and the state team, and we were ahead 2 sets. Emotionally, we fell apart as soon as the refs started making calls that just went against us. And so emotion dictated it, and we knew going into this year that that had to be a change, and which is why the emotional and mental part of the game has been such a focus for us. And so our advantage in that is that the seniors know that emotion can create chaos for us. They know and understand that there's an element of just playing the point that we're in. And so now we've been let down, which is, to me, our greatest blessing, because now it's our biggest motivation. I mean, I just want people to show up. I think we have an amazing group of players. I think our team stands out over any other team in the Valley. We're favored to win. And we do it the right way. We're not talking trash through the net. So it would be really amazing if we could see people in the stands. And we play Tuesday at Shadow. We pass them. Thursdays at Coronado.
Can't stand it. Like it's Marilyn Manson. You just right in that acid. Pull the walk out the pantry. Take a sip and I'm dancing. She bought like a plan B. And she lit like a candle. Boot it up in the car seat. talking fit, ain't about the money. My boys in the trap and they jump like the bunny. Got pounds of it ain't nothing funny. I'm inside and I keep it coming. If I gotta reach up, I'ma keep it down. Way outside and that cool boy, I keep it coming. We done went right this all the way to the sun. Get deep in the pot, get deep like a plumber. Why would I keep her? I never went lucker. I just went and gave to my brother. Eat her for dinner, oh, eat her for supper. Why would you keep her? You sober. Why would you keep her? You sober. Ride the hallway, ride the bus. Why my house look like I'm replaced? Walk in the street, she gon' make you buzz. I do damage, can't stand it. Psycho bandit, like it's Marilyn Manson. Bring the cash, advance it. Get the Sprite and enhance it. Pull it right out the pantry. Ain't fly, looking at me. I probably get fried, I look like a mummy. I'm getting this cash, it's my nigga funny. I'm bitching on top if it ain't about the money. My boys in the trap and they jump like a bunny. Got pounds of it, so they nothing funny. Up on the side and I keep it talking. If I gotta reach up, I'ma keep it down.
Now, as the team is prepared for the playoffs coming off a 3-1 win against Desert Oasis, will they crack under pressure and lose to the Mustangs in the playoffs once again? Find out more in the next episode of Dig Deep.